This year I ain't playing, I'm on a mission. I don't see no competition. Waiting my turn and I play my position. Sat in the room, I ain't talk, I just listen.
What's up, everybody? Dave here from JDH Reptiles. Happy 2025, we made it. So, my question starting off the new year is, what are your plans for 2025? I've already spoken a little bit about what my plans are here. If you haven't seen those videos, you can go back, but I'll give you a little bit of a refresher here. The main projects that I'm working this year are Monarch and Sunset. And I'm going to put as much of my Sunset project, I've got 2 visual males, I'm going to put those into as many females as I have that don't have Sunset or Monarch in them, and try and create more of those hats to build my Sunset army. And then as far as the Monarchs go, so I have just a visual Monarch male, and then I have a GHI het Monarch male that I purchased recently that I'm putting to, well, technically we probably have about, I don't know, maybe close to 12 to 14 het Monarch females. I think we'll probably be able to pair about 8 of them. So between those 8, I'm going to mix the visual Monarch and then the GHI het Monarch to those females. So I do have 2 or 3, I think 2. I think I have 2 pairings that don't have anything currently to do with Sunset or Monarch. Like for instance, I have this pastel Lori female. This is, if I remember right, I think this is her first year that she's going to be breeding. I'm pairing her, well, currently I'm pairing her with 2 males. Going back and forth, I haven't seen lots with either one. They're really hard to tell what they are. I'm assuming one's an ivory. I'm assuming one is a highway. They're both colored. And what I mean by that is they both have like orange as their primary color. What I believe them to be, we produced them both. So I don't know if the camera's going to show, but this is the one I think could be an ivory. So I'll see if you can see it on the camera or not. You see how orange he is? You can see the stripe. It's not really like a highway stripe. It's more like what an ivory would have. So what I believe this to be is a pastel blackhead acid ivory. So I'm pairing him with her, and I haven't seen any locks. So the following week I change males, and basically I'm going to keep doing that until I see a lock. And then when I finally see a lock with one of them, I'm going to lock that male in and just use him. So let me show you the other one. Okay, and here's the other one. Now you see orange again, but look at the stripe on this one. That is a highway stripe. He's got a really cool head. See if I can get him to let me hold his head. There you go. See how it's like split in color? So I believe this to be a highway, probably acid, pastel, blackhead, and there's a lot of speckling. I think maybe pinstripe too. So 2 cool males, no hats. She doesn't have any hats. But I would really love to get acid into the Lori project. And I know, again, not moving either one of those into Sunset or into Monarch kind of holds me back another year or 2. But I do have Lori het Sunsets that I produced last year. This is my first year breeding any or pairing any Monarchs. I take that back. I did pair this Monarch male to 2 very large het Monarch females last year, and I got nothing out of the deal. I think he might have locked with one of them last year, but never got ovulations, never really saw any growth. So this will be the year that hopefully we get to make some Monarchs. But that pairing right there, like I said, it's the really the one. I'm almost positive. Let me look at my list here. I believe that is the only pairing I'm doing this year that's not focusing on Sunsets or Monarchs. And I'm wrong. There is 2 more. So this is just a project I've been working. I produced this trio like 3 years ago now. Yeah, 2022 is when they hatched. So this is 2025 now. So 2.5 years ago. This is a lesser 100% triple het VPI Exanthic G-stripe clown. Okay, so I got that male and I held back 2 females. One is a normal triple het and one is a lesser triple het. And actually, I take that back. I believe the male is a pastel lesser. No, the female is a pastel lesser. So I have a pastel lesser triple het, a normal triple het females, and then I have a lesser triple het male. So yes, I know I can make bells. I know I won't be able to tell what those bells are without shed testing. I get it. I really do. If I had any other luck with hitting more genes, less genes, I would have kept back what I could have, but this was really the best trio for me to keep back. So I'm hoping to hit, obviously, the Exanthic Clown G-Stripe. What I would keep, if anything, I have no idea. Maybe I would hold back a male to put to a sunset female. Maybe I'd hold back a female to grow up to down the road put to a sunset or a monarch male. I'm not really sure. Just hoping to hit the triple het. And I'll be honest with you, if I happen to hit a bell and I shed test it and it came back triple het, and that was the only one that I know was triple het, I'd probably keep it. Just because genetically it's going to give me what I want for the future if I hold anything back. So we'll see. I don't know. But that is the only things I haven't put together that'll produce sunsets or monarchs. Those 2, well, technically those 3 pairings. So I'm not really working clown anymore. Granted, last year I did produce some double het sunset clowns. So, I mean, there'll always be something clown in the mix, but very little. Very little. Lace stuff. I am pairing lace. Oh, that's right. I'm always changing, guys. I did do a lace-to-lace clutch because I wanted to make more white lace stuff. I think I got a couple of those. So lace, I keep forgetting about it because it's not at the forefront right now. Lace is another big project of mine. I have gotten rid of, as far as breeders go, I have no DG stuff at all. Sold it all. I do have a couple available het DG animals and a couple visual DG animals that I want to get rid of. I don't want them. I don't want to work DG anymore. I'm actually replacing that with lace. So if you work Desert Ghost and you want to work Desert Ghost or you want more Desert Ghost, let me know. I'll make you a hell of a deal. I've got some females. I've got males. I've got 100% hets, and I have, I think, 2 visual. I think only 2. I know I have 2 visual DGs. One is I think it's a pastel yellow belly spot nose calico Desert Ghost Posset Hypo, and the other one I think is a pastel pinstripe calico yellow belly, maybe spot nose, can't really tell, Desert Ghost Posset Hypo. So I do have both those. I'll give you a hell deal on them. And then I got a bunch of head DG stuff like pastel bamboo blackhead head DG, male and female. I don't know. I've got a handful. You can check my Morph Market. Don't worry about what the price is. If you're interested in something, send me a message. Make me an offer. I'm going to be shipping here in the next week or 2. Shipping will open as long as your temps are good enough. But yeah, all the DG stuff needs to go. If you're interested in lavender stuff, any lavender stuff I have, I'm not working lavender at all. Give me a shout. I'll hook you up with some lavender stuff. Those 2 projects definitely need to go. But that's why we kept the lace. That's why I'm working the lace, because I love what lace does. I love white lace stuff. I eventually want to get lace into Sunset, lace into Monarch. I think that'll be great for both those projects. But I want to build more white lace stuff to work off of. That way there's less questions down the road, because some of the animals that I produce, especially if they carry our line of calico in it, they have a lot of white and a lot of broken borders on the bottom, which is what lace already does. And so I want to be able to work with white lace stuff specifically. That way I know when I put it into my Sunset stuff, when I put it into my Monarch stuff, when I put it into the Lori stuff and the Acid, etc., I know I'm getting lace into those projects. So that's something that I really am working hard to try and push and keep. Like I've got a couple white lace that I kept back from last year, pastel mahogany white lace. I got this really, really cool super pastel mahogany lesser yellow belly white lace. This thing's really, really sweet. So, really, really cool light animal. And as it ages, as it grows, it's going to get better and better. I sold all my lace stuff that I had available. So no, I don't have any more lace stuff available. But yeah, at least I've got lavender stuff that I'm not going to keep anymore. As far as black pastel goes, pretty much I've got 95% all Barnhart line stuff. Everything that I've produced has been Barnhart line black pastel. I didn't know that until this year, but I now know that it's all Barnhart line stuff. I do have a couple black pastel girls who are Het Monarch that I am breeding this year, and I haven't shed tested them yet, but I didn't produce them, so I will need to shed test them to see if they're actually just black pastel or if they're Barnhart line black pastel. My guess looking at them is that they're just regular black pastel because they just don't have that oomph to them that the Barnhart line stuff does. And if that's the case, I will probably try and work that black pastel out of that line, out of the Monarch stuff to hold back. And then I'll reintroduce black pastel using the Barnhart line stuff because I would like to simplify my collection. I would like to keep it specifically what I want to work, which is the Barnhart line stuff of black pastel. Like we did over the years, we dumped a bunch of the calico stuff just to keep pushing our high white calico stuff. So now we only have our high white calico stuff in our collection. I also sold off all my Het Red Xanthic stuff just so I could work Lori. So I was working Lori and Het Red, and I was trying to produce the same combos between both to see if I could pair them, side by side, look at them and see if Lori and Het Red Xanthic are the same. I'm still on the fence. I am not against the fact they could be the same. Unlike a lot of people who fight with it when they fought through the whole hurricane and trick and everything else, I'm not saying that they can't be the same. It's possible, but I will tell you, I've produced Het Red Xanthic combos. I've produced Lori combos, and when I set those babies side by side, they're different. So, completely different, noticeably different. And so I think they're different. I could be wrong, and that's okay, but to simplify my life, and because it's the project I want to work, I have sold off all my Het Red Xanthic stuff and only have Lori stuff here. So if they ever do find out they're the same thing, I still have Lori stuff. It's the same thing with our banana coral glow stuff. Anything I produced in the past, anything I purchased in the past, like in the very first couple of years, I was buying banana stuff, I was buying coral glow stuff. I eventually decided to just get rid of everything that I had labeled banana. I only work coral glow. I know they're the same. I do. But I am the type of person who prefers lineage. I'd rather keep what I feel to be that line. I label it that way. I keep it that way. So, 2025 for me is going to be producing what I want, but only the stuff that I know has value. So that's what I'm this whole video really was just about getting to get to the point of what are you going to produce in 2025? I know there's a lot of people saying, there's 35,000 ball pythons on Morph Market. Who cares? I know there's people saying, you can't sell a ball python. Last month, I sold over $3,000 at a show. It's the second time I've been to that show. It was, I think, 4 or 5 animals, and it was over $3,500 in animals. You can sell animals. What are you going to produce, though, that's going to make you stand out? That's the biggest thing. If you're producing the exact same thing that is out there, if you're producing basic combos, if you're not investing in trying to work bigger combos, better combos, stuff that people aren't producing, where are you going to stand out amongst the 35,000 animals? I also ask, what are you doing for your own advertisement? Do you post daily on Instagram, post daily on Facebook? Do you do discounts? Do you do deals? Do you have a Morph Market page? Do you go to reptile expos and vend? These are all opportunities that you need to take advantage of in order to help sell your collection. And the only reason I say that is because you're worried about everything else that you can't control, but you're doing nothing about the things you can control. Trust me, animals are selling. They're selling all day, every day. They're not selling for, what you expect them to sell for. If you were doing this a couple years ago, clowns, basic clowns are $200 now. But if you produce them, you got to sell them, or you got to sit on them for no reason. You got to feed them. So sometimes you just got to be okay with moving them at a lower price. But like I do, I still try and sell them for what at least the market is offering. So for me, 2025 is going to be focusing on my grow-ups here. I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I got 15 holdbacks from this year. That's it. I only held back 15 animals. So those 15, and they're pretty much all Sunset Clown. This one actually I'll probably sell. It's Pastel Super Huffman Blackhead Mojave Het Hypo. Probably sell that. Sunset Red Stripe Yellow Belly Hurricane. It's got hets that I won't use, but I want to put that in the Sunset. Acid Cinnamon Gravel Hypo. I'll probably keep this boy just because he's absolutely stunning and he's got acid in him. And I don't have many acid animals left. Another Pastel Leopard Red Stripe G-Stripe Posset Clown. I need to shed test this boy. If he's not het for clown, he will be sold. Another Het Sunset. Some white lace stuff. Het Sunset. And then a couple really cool Lori things that I produced. So that's my focus. Growing these up. Pushing these projects. So as of right now, I think I have 18 females that are breeding. I'm hoping to get another 5 or 6 to come into size here to where they'll want to be bred this year. If not, I'm going to stick and push these 18 and try and get them all going. Ultrasounding when I need to. Once a month here in the beginning, I do my ultrasounding, keep a good tab on where they're going when they start. So basically, I want to ultrasound all the females who have no follicle growth once a month. I will do this through probably March. If I don't see any growth through March, then they'll probably sit out this year. But all the ones who are sitting there like 7 mil, 8 mil, 9 mil, 10 mil, they'll all get ultrasounded once a month until they get to about 15 mils or so. Then at that point, I'll probably just pair as I do and then keep an eye on their body growth, make sure I'm feeding them well. And then when I think they're getting close, maybe like 6 weeks to 2 months down the road, I'll ultrasound them again, see if they're in that 28 to 35 millimeter range, and then I'll start waiting for ovulations. Got the new incubator. It's not turned on. There's no reason to turn it on until I get my first ovulation. But it's all about focusing on these projects here that I want to work, growing up these animals here, and moving the rest of what we produced last year. We had a really great 2024 season. We had 24 clutches. I think we produced just shy of 200 animals, and I'm only down to, I might have 40 animals total left. So about 120 to 150 animals I've already moved. That's great numbers. So it can be done. You don't have to worry about, stop looking at the numbers on Morph Market. Look at your local expos. Think about that. Think about what you're trying to produce, what you want to produce. Go and look and see, do these animals still sell? What do they sell for? Is it worth your time? Is it worth your investment? I know some people get into this with a limited budget, so they buy lower end animals and they just want to pair them and they think they're going to be great and they want to do it. But then they get stuck in the how are they going to move them because no one wants to buy these, no one wants to spider stuff or whatever the case may be. Then don't pair them and maybe take time to invest in something better that you really like and that actually will sell. So that's what I've tried to do. I know Sunset is just slowly coming in. I see more and more people every day posting up they bought their first Sunset, which I think is freaking amazing because I think it's an amazing gene. Monarch stuff, I know Monarch and Ultramel, people like one or the other. I prefer the Monarch stuff. I know a lot of people like Ultramel stuff. I'll have my first year. Hopefully I'll get a bunch of Monarch clutches, have my first year producing them, and I'll get to see whether or not they sell. So that's a new one for me. Something I have to learn and see if it's worth me keeping that project or not. I won't give up after 1 year because I will eventually probably put Monarch into Sunset and see how that translates. But I still want to work it, and I also want to make sure it's a profitable project. If there are a lot of people that just aren't interested in Monarch stuff, I won't waste my time down the road, but I will put a couple years into it and really enjoy working the project. So, I do have some males that I have held back over the years. Some of them that are 2-3 years old. They're breed ready. They've never been bred, or maybe they have produced clutches for me that I'm no longer going to keep anymore. If you're interested in some bangers, I've got that stuff. I've got like a Super Hurricane yellow belly male that was produced in 22 here. I got a Coral Glow Lori Butter male produced in 2022. Both those are available. I haven't posted them up. I don't think I posted them up on Morph Market. Maybe the Hurricane is. But I have posted them on social media. Earlier I talked to you about that Ivory and the Highway. One of those will eventually be available. Once I get a lockout of one of them, then I'm going to sell the other one. So, I mean, yeah, it's really just going to be focusing on those 3 main projects, and then going from there for 2025. It's going to be a fantastic time. I enjoy doing this, and, we produce our own rodents here, so I don't have to worry about the supply of rodents. I handle all that. And it's just going to be focusing on our future and what we're going to do here and trying to produce the best animals possible. So I hope all of you have an idea of what you want to do, where you're going to go with your 2025 season. Now's the time. If you haven't started pairing, or you just barely got into only pairing 1 or 2 animals, now's the time to start pushing your other animals. If you're near the East Michigan, I'm in Lincoln Park, Michigan now. If you're anywhere near that, within, an hour radius of that, if you'd like me to come by and bring my ultrasound and ultrasound some of your animals, I can definitely do that for a small price. Let me know. I'll be glad to come by. I can ultrasound all your animals, take care of that for you. So that way you at least have an idea of where you're at in the season, if your animals are ready to be paired or if you need to sit on them a little bit longer. Other than that, I just hope everybody has a great year. I hope you produce animals you want to produce, but I also hope that they're animals that will help you sell. For those that you want to sell, I hope you'll be able to sell them. Just remember that you've got to put yourself out there one way or another, whether it's YouTube, without even showing your face. You could put the camera in front of you and just show your animals off on YouTube, and people will recognize the name of your YouTube channel along with your animals. So YouTube's a great platform to use. I know a lot of people do TikTok. I don't know what the future of TikTok has in store for it. I don't follow all the news and whatnot. I don't really use TikTok either, so I don't know. But Instagram's another place, Facebook, obviously. You can pretty much post anything on those social media websites. You just got to know how to post them so you don't get flagged or get booted or whatever. But you really can post them up, and you can even post available animals too. You can use your instant messaging, your Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, to reach out to people individually, have your conversations that way. you're not going to get banned or flagged for that. So there's a lot of ways to reach everybody. And then, of course, finding your local reptile expos and getting a whole promoter, get a table, usually tables at $30, $40, and go set up for the day. Whether you use deli cups, whether you have displays, it doesn't matter. Getting your animals out there for people to look at is the first step in getting them sold. So I hope you guys have a great one. If you're interested in any of the animals I discussed, like I said, go to my Morph Market page. The link's down below. Don't worry about the prices. Just message me. Let's talk about it. If you need a payment plan or you want to make me an offer on something, that's fine. I mean, the worst I can say is no. It's fine. It's cool. Just let me know. Just remember, if I have to ship to you, take in consideration that even though I have free shipping on my animals, I still got to pay to ship those animals. So whatever number you're going to offer me, take $50, $75 off of that, and that's all I'm going to get in return. If you pay with a credit card, I got to eat a fee to do that. I don't charge my customers that 3-4%, whatever it is. So take all those things into consideration. I've had some people get a hold of me on like a $500 animal and say, we do 200 ship. Well, no, I won't. And you want to pay credit card and you want me to ship it. By the time it goes to you, I get like maybe $100. I can't do that. So just be, thoughtful and understanding when you make your offers. But yeah, if you're into lavender stuff, if you're into desert ghost stuff, let me know. I want to get it out of here. I'd love to get it into your collection. I'll make some great deals, especially if you buy pairs. We can do even better deals. So just let me know. We'll go from there. I hope you guys have a great 2025 season. Might have already said that. But here we are. First video of 2025. It's kind of a ramble fest. I didn't really plan ahead what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to talk about getting things going. For me, for you, for everybody who's watching these videos. Take care, guys. I appreciate it. Let's hit the ground running. Let's make some good, amazing combos. I'd love to see what you produce. By any means, my social media is down below. Send me instant messages. Show off your animals to me. I'd love to see what you produce. I love showing off my animals. I know a lot of people like showing theirs off. Feel free to message me. Send me pictures of what you've produced. I'd love to see it. Love to see what projects you're working. Leave a comment down below if you have anything you want to say. Hit the like button if you made it this far. Subscribe if you haven't already. And let's go forward in 2025. You guys take care, and we'll see you later.